Hello, beautiful people. And if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. It's wonderful to have you here. And if you're returning, it's great to have you again. Now, today's message is one that I am going to deliver with trepidation. It's another human label. And as you can see, I'm hoping that you're drawn to this necklace. I call it my Titanic necklace. And it's got a heart. And I hope that everything that I share with you today, you absolutely hear from a place of love. There is no judgment, and nor do I excuse anyone's behavior. This is the notation before I get into the message. This message alone is taking me out of my comfort zone. And you may understand why as I get further into this message. And it's because I have a fear that I am going to be judged on the information that I deliver. And I wanted to share this with you because it's important that you see me for all that I am. And I am only too happy to be vulnerable. I have no fear of being vulnerable. I don't see fear as a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. And this encourages me to get out of my comfort zone, which in results in personal growth, because it is time that I share. It's just my perspective, and as you can see, I'm going into my thoughts. I'm not allowing my guidance. You can just see it, and I can feel it, and it's like I'm starting to think about what I'm going to say, and I don't want to think about what I'm going to say. I want it to come naturally and organically, because this is an important topic, and I'm going to just get into it, I think, that way, and see the word think. That way I know that I'll be definitely get out of my head and just go with what I've written, and the information will flow. So before I get into this message, please note that this is a collective group message, and it may not resonate with you today, and that is simply okay. And if you don't like what you're hearing, just switch off, and then it's definitely not for you today. But maybe please come back tomorrow and visit me and see if tomorrow's message is more aligned with what you need to know. Okay, so let's get into it. Human label number 2, narcissist. The explanation in the dictionary of a narcissist is this: a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. I read that and I automatically want to go to the question, why? Why is someone like that? What is the cause? Okay. There are several traits that define a narcissist. Each trait encompasses different behaviours. Okay. So there is a difference between trait and behaviour. I looked it up in the dictionary to understand. So a trait is I guess, I don't even know how to word it. But anyway, I would highly advise that you go and have a look at trait, and that I should have written it down, but I didn't want the message to be too long. Anyway, let me continue. The behaviours attached to the traits. I believe each and every one of us at some time or another have engaged in that exact behavior, which means you have actually taken on one of the traits of a narcissist, of the narcissistic traits. Does that one behavior define you as a narcissist? Just posing questions. That the trait of superficial and exploitive relationships is the most common cause of a person being labelled a narcissist. And when we look, I'm going to continue and then I'll go back further into this. I'm all over the shop, so please excuse I feel that's the nerves of what I'm sharing, the uncomfortability actually. I am not and I will say this loud and clear, I am not, or will I never excuse or dismiss anyone's behaviour that is ill of someone else. It's disrespectful of anyone else. All I am simply doing is raising awareness and offering a perspective. Because we are too quick in society to label someone a narcissist, I believe, without full awareness of what you're actually saying. It's easy to label someone without total awareness of what that label truly means and what it encompasses, what you're actually saying about that person. Are they a narcissist 24/7? And are they that to everybody? I'm going to say no. They absolutely are that towards a relationship. They absolutely encompass the trait, one of the 9 traits of superficial and exploitative relationships. Absolutely. And I'm going to come back to that. Simply by referring and defining a person, is that a narcissistic behaviour? Food for thought. Are you encompassing one of the traits? That's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? I can feel some of your uncomfortabilities going, what is she saying? I am not implying anything. I am allowing you, I hope that you hear this and it goes straight to your gut. And if you're feeling something, then that's great. It's time to be consciously aware of all the things that you say and the actions that you take. Sometimes we are very quick to judge others without reflection of our own actions. And I go back to label number 1 of yesterday, which is hypocrite. Now, I wanted to go into, because I'm not sure, I purchased the DSM-5 years ago, and it's a diagnostic and statistical manual of mental disorders. This is what the psychologists and psychiatrists go by, and it has, I think my last count was about 375 mental disorders. And, you know, there is something interesting, and I wanted to read it to you. A diagnostic feature. So basically, an indication of what they look at and implies that you have let me go to the thing, narcissistic personality disorder. So NPD. So one of the defining what they look at, and I found these really interesting words. The essential feature of a personality disorder is an enduring pattern of inner experience and behaviour that, and I'm going to really highlight these words, deviates markedly from the expectations of the individual's culture and is manifested in at least 2 of the following areas: cognition, affectivity, interpersonal functioning, or impulse control. Deviates markedly from the expectations of the individual's culture. So how I interpret that is, if someone seems different because culture has certain expectations, it means that they have a disorder. Who is anyone? And who does anyone have the right to set an expectation on another human? What is normal? It's perception. It's every individual's perception of what they feel is safe, that's normal for them, that they can handle. Those words, when I read them this morning, I just got this fit of rage. And I went, I need to share that. Because the word expectation, we have no right as a human to put an expectation on someone else. Because if you want to shift and really look at that word expectation, that's control. If you expect someone to do something, is that not then controlling them? In my world, that's control. But because we attach the word expectation, that's okay. How many times in your relationship have you used the word, I expect them to do this, I expect them to do that? That's control. So if any of you are in a relationship, guess what? If you have an expectation on your partner, you are trying to control them. I could almost say that that's a narcissistic trait. How does that pill feel going down your throat? That's truth. We are very quick to look at other people's behaviours without absolutely owning our own. Now you can see this is me. This is the passion. And this is not about judgment of you. I hope that this passion of mine absolutely goes to your gut and you go, ooh, what was that? This is simply me planting food for thought. That's it. And when I'm passionate, I hope it's like, ooh, what's going on with Kat? That's why I wore my heart necklace. It's my protection. I call it, I've forgotten the movie. What? Titanic. I call it my Titanic necklace. And this is all about, so just the word expectation really is controlling someone, because you're expecting them to do something in a form of control, and if they don't do it, you're upset by it. So how's that not control? But that terminology in that book, and I really wanted to go on that book. When you read this book and you look at things, boy, what an eye-opener. Because if you really read this book and you see it, in essence, so much of pain that we carry all stems from unhealed and thrown out trauma that sits in the pit of our gut. And I know I'm digressing, but I'm digressing because so many people, and once again, it doesn't excuse their behaviour, those who have some narcissistic traits, often it's due to their past that they've not moved past and not healed from. Because when I might read actually the narcissistic traits, and I'm just being mindful not for this to go on so long, but clearly maybe it is going to be a long one, so bear with me. All right, I'm going to read the narcissistic traits for a diagnosis of NPD, which there are 9. However, when I looked online, where is my page? I don't know what I've done with it. I found 11. So I'm just going to go through here and hopefully I can find them. Diagnosis criteria. Okay, so here it is. Has a grandiose sense of self-importance, exaggerates achievements and talents, expected to be recognised as superior without commiserate achievements. I am sure I've done that. I have absolutely exaggerated my achievements in hope for acceptance. I can use it as an excuse, and I'm sure that maybe each and every one of you watching this, if you really look deep within and find your truth, I'm sure one of you have done that at some time or another. It was never intentional to hurt someone, but apparently that's a trait. Is preoccupied with fantasies or unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. That to me sounds also like I have at one stage in my life absolutely taken that on. So I've got 2. Believes that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people or institutions. I actually say that I'm unique. Means I have this trait too. So I'm 3 for 3 so far. I only need 5. Then I've got narcissistic personality disorder. Interesting. 4. Requires excessive admiration. I know in the past I absolutely needed that continual acknowledgement and validation. And I really do put myself in that category previously. Not so much now, but I used to, absolutely. So I'm 4 for 4. Number 5, has a sense of entitlement, unreasonable expectations of especially favourable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations. There's that word expectations again. And I know in the past I had expectations. And a sense of entitlement, damn straight, I did. This is the old me I'm speaking about. So now I'm 5 from 5. The old me, okay? Not the current me. But I am owning my stuff. So I'm 5 from 5. Guess what? You only need 5 out of 9 to be diagnosed with that disorder. Narcissistic, what's it called? Personality disorder. So I clearly had that when I was in my old relationship. Yet I've said that I was in an abusive relationship. Wow, gives you a different perspective, right? Number 6 is interpersonally exploitive, takes advantage of others to achieve his or her own ends. Now, I'm not going to own that one. I always believe that everything that I have done comes from a place of love. However, I may not be right. That might not be the perspective of someone else that knows me. They may perceive that I absolutely am like that. So I'm going to dismiss that one for me. Number 7, lacks empathy, is unwilling to recognise or identify with the feelings and needs of others. Now, I have absolutely, someone has absolutely, in today, has said that that is me. I don't show, I have a lack of empathy. Now, it depends which way you look at it. I am not going to enable anyone to sit in their shit. That is not how I work. I will endeavour to find the positive for them. If someone is going through a moment, absolutely. I respect that. That's their time. We all got to have a time of grieving, okay? Absolutely. And I call it grieving. That's just the term I use. We have those moments. I have those moments. But I absolutely have been identified by someone else as lack of empathy. So I can take that on board from someone else's perspective. Okay? Number 8, is often envious of others or believes that others are envious of him or her. I have been envious of others. Absolutely. That's my truth. And even today, there are still moments where that comes up. So I'm now, what am I? 6 or 7, whatever it is. 9. Shows arrogant, haughty behaviours or attitudes. I've been called arrogant as well. I have been perceived by someone else as being arrogant. So when you look at all of these, how many traits of a narcissist do I have? Do I define myself as a narcissist? No. I wonder if there's anyone else there that does though. Because why I'm sharing this is I didn't align with the one regarding relationships. Did it have it in here? It did. Is interpersonally exploitive, takes advantage of others to achieve his or her own ends. Now that is the one in the message that came up, because the narcissist, when we refer to a narcissist, it's out of a relationship, an intimate relationship. It's their narcissistic traits. But really, yes, I'm not saying they don't have all of them, okay? But predominantly, number 6 is the one that identifies them as that. I'm not excusing the behaviours because some of them go to the extreme, to the point that they are abusive to others. I'm not dismissing them. I want to be very, very clear on that. But I'm saying that to label someone continuously, absolutely acknowledge their behaviours, if they encompass all of those and they are that 24/7 and they are that to every person that they meet, they are a narcissist. Because that's them being, they've encompassed that whole character. And they are that towards everyone, not just the person that they were in an intimate relationship with. Does that make sense? Those of you who don't agree with me, I absolutely respect. I'm not asking for people to agree. I am purely offering a perspective. That is it. I am not dismissing those who've been in relationships where they've lived with people, the person who has narcissistic traits. I too live with someone with narcissistic traits. But when I look at it, I go, did I have some narcissistic traits as well? I know I owned my stuff in it. But there are parts of those that I aligned with and went, shit. I can share that I believe a lot of that was all part of my childhood history and things that I didn't heal, things that I carried. It doesn't excuse my behaviour. But there's always a why. So I wanted to share the DSM-5, and if you're interested in getting a copy for yourself to do some research, I'll put the link in my description for you, so you can have a look at it. All right, because anyone can buy it. Let's move along to the daily guidance page. What have we got? Enjoy unlimited supply. It's getting me to pause for a moment because something is coming through. It really is about there is unlimited supply of knowledge. That's the word. And really it is for us to learn rather than just accept stuff in life. I don't accept anything. I question everything. I always go, why? I look up the dictionary a lot, look for the definitions of things, look for the meanings of things, because I believe that a lot of my perception of words and the meaning behind it is all through programming. It's not my actual opinion. It's not what I actually know to be true. So now I do a lot of research. I look up the meaning of a word and to see, and like I thought traits and behaviours were the same. No, they're not. A trait is, I forget what it said, but anyway, it's, go and have a look at the dictionary. But then it's behaviours attached to that trait. It was really interesting. So let's get into the message. Before I get into that, if you want to close your eyes and take a deep breath with me, because I know I need one. Oh, need that sigh at the end. Everything that you need is available to you right now. The universe is like a company that provides everything you could think of. When you contemplate a desire, the warehouse goes to packing your order and preparing it for shipment. As long as you keep the same positive thoughts or release them with the faith to the universe, your package will arrive rapidly. However, if you should change your mind and think about a conflicting desire or feel afraid that your wish may not materialize, your delivery becomes delayed. You can have whatever you'd like. You just need to determine what it is you want and to have faith that it will come to you. We angels can help you refine your desires to their highest and purest levels if you ask. Ultimately, through these choices are your own. When you request that your needs be met, there's still an abundant store left over, so your receiving good could never take away from anyone. You deserve to have your desires fulfilled, just as all God's divine children do. That's why the Creator has made sure that there is an exorbitant supply with plenty for everyone. Thought for today. The universe fulfills my needs abundantly and continuously. Everything that I desire is provided for, as long as I keep my thoughts consistent and positive. When I accept good, there is even more for everyone else, and I deserve these gifts, just as all people do. The more I allow myself to receive, the more I have available to give others. So, for some of you watching this, I get that you're not in a healthy relationship right now. And this particular message has really hit some chords with you. And maybe even told you that I don't get it. And that how dare I share this. I want to share with you that there is enough love to go around. And I am part of that love that I share. It's about really looking at yourself and going, what do I want? And if what's happening in your relationship is not what you want, then it's time to make change. And some of you are going to I can hear it saying it's not that easy. And please don't misperceive what I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, just leave. Because I got that plenty of times and the fear is so freaking overwhelming. Overwhelming. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is take some time to sit down, and maybe it's time to just consciously plan. That's all I'm asking you to do. Sit, and whether it's speak to your angels, speak to your guides, whoever. And if that's not your thing, write in a book what you want. Because with direction can come set intention, and it can come to fruition. But without even direction or thought about what you want, how is anything going to change for you? And I know this feels like it's going off topic because it's about labels, but it's absolutely still about narcissists. If some of you feel that you are living with a person that has narcissistic traits, then it is time to start planning. There is a lot of support out there, so much support that I didn't even know existed. So if you don't know of the support that can assist you to make move, then maybe reach out to me privately. There is an email address. There is my website address. You can private message me. Reach out, because I have absolutely some tools and someone that I can put you in touch with to guide you and give you the support that you need and give you all the information you need about making move to get out of that relationship. I hope that's really what came through for me, was really about, for those of you that feel helpless, I'm going to use the word helpless, and I don't like that word, or hopeless. There is unlimited supply out there for you. It's up to you to tap into it. So take the time. Reach out to me, because I have people in my network that would be able to give you the support you need and the information that you need to start planning to get out. I wish I had someone, and I can say I wish, you know, if only. I don't now. I know that was my path. However, for you, if you're not aware of what's out there and the support that's out there for you, reach out to me, because I will put you in touch with people that can then assist you to plan, because there is unlimited supply, and I'm offering my support for you so you don't feel alone. It just takes one step, and yeah, it's damn freaking scary. I can feel your fear. I remember that fear. I tapped into that fear. But know that I come from a place of love, and there is an abundance of support out there. There is an abundant supply of support for people out there. You've just got to know how to tap into that. And I am your conduit. I'm your connection to that resources, to that support. So reach out. So that's the page. Okay, let's keep moving along. What's the first card? Healing sounds again. We had this yesterday. Okay, those of you who saw yesterday, there is a lot of healing. And what I'm absolutely getting is, because these 2 days, today's narcissist and yesterday's label of hypocrite, have really hit home for you. And there may be, through acknowledging that, this overwhelming feeling of guilt, sadness, whatever it is, don't allow that to sit in the pit of your gut. It's time to heal. And I already remember the message yesterday. It was, go to a shop and grab a crystal that you're drawn to. But the one thing I really want to encourage you is, if you're feeling that sense of guilt and that heaviness, I feel bad, I want you to flip it and go, oh my gosh, thank goodness I found it, because now I can stop it. Because while you feel bad, you don't make change. You sit in that misery. But when you own it and thank for the awareness, you don't sit in that misery. You allow yourself to be open to learn from that. You take the lesson. So healing sounds. Get out in nature. Okay. Before I read this message, if you'd like to once again close your eyes, take a deep breath with me. Oh, I'm feeling the heaviness today. This is a really heavy message for me and way out of my comfort zone. However, this is why I grow. Okay, the lady holds a crystal sphere through which she is able to access ancient healing sounds. Your ears cannot hear these sounds, for they are the vibrations of spirit. But these healing vibrations will be felt on a spiritual level and will infuse and nourish every cell within your body, mind, and soul. So the feelings may be all sitting in your gut. You can feel this heaviness, you could feel this lightness, this awakening. There'll be a sensation there. Tap into it and allow it to really go through your whole body. Over the next few days, find a crystal that you are drawn to. You don't need to be an expert on crystals. Just pick the one intuitively. Try to find one that's small enough for you to carry with you, whether it be in your pocket, some women put it in their bra, wherever it works for you. Hold it gently in your hand with your eyes closed. Relax and feel the healing energy radiating from it. Each crystal has a particular frequency and healing quality that is felt on a cellular level. It really is time to heal. And those of you who have really looked at self and heard this and gone, oh my gosh, you've just called yourself a narcissist, it's definitely time for healing. I'd like you to ask yourself why. Why do you feel that you've taken on and, those behaviours? Why have you absolutely engaged in those behaviours or carried those traits? When you find your why, that's the easiest way to heal and shift and change. So I just got guided to share that bit because, it's time. Don't identify yourself as that. Shift that label. Say they're the traits, I'm going to shift the traits, but you, of course, need to know your why. Find your why. It's on a deep level. Universal heart. There we go. Look, blue. Absolutely. So let's go to universal heart. What a beautiful ending. It's all about love. Love of self, love of others, and gratitude and appreciation. Okay, so before I read this message, once again, close your eyes, take a deep breath with me. Just so you can absorb the words from this message. I will hold the card up. Stare into the face of this card. What is it reflecting back to you? Meditate upon this image. After a while, you will see the human face disappears and all you see is stars and galaxies. A space of infinite creation and possibility lies beyond your thoughts. The Universal Heart card reflects the infinite creativity and endless possibility within you. All is possible for you. It is simply up to you to choose. And I feel like this is just cementing what I shared for you. For those of you that may be in a relationship with a person that has quite severe narcissistic traits or really has a lot of the behaviours, and there's fear for you. I've offered you that whether you call it the olive branch, I've offered you that one bit of support. It's just an email. That's all I'm asking. It's one little baby step. Just take that baby step. And you can find my phone number. It's reach out, but I feel like an email, writing may be more comfortable for you right now. And know that there is never any judgment here. It's a safe space. And that's why I feel when I do these on my channel, it's a safe space for me to share. So it really is simply up to you to choose. And it sounds easy. However, with commitment and want and drive, you can do it. So commit to writing me that email. Commit to acknowledging who you are and what's going on, just as I did when I went through the DSM-5. You know, it's very broad in that book, and I identified with some of them. I identified with over 5. So really, I would be diagnosed with that disorder. And that blows my mind. Because if I said to my husband, do you think I'm a narcissist? He would look at me like I'm crazy. And my friends and family would look at me like I'm crazy. What are you talking about? And absolutely, I did say that I carried those in my past. And probably some of them even as recent as 6 years ago. But that's only my truth. I own my shit and I'm accountable for it. I don't lie to myself. Because lying to myself, where does it get me? It gives me the same results. I don't want the same results. I want to grow, as I hope you do. So swallow that really hard, bloody pill if it needs to be swallowed. Because the results are worth it. The outcome is worth it. The end, look at what you want. Sometimes we have to swallow those pills. I don't know, in the Matrix, is it red or blue? I think it's red. I could be wrong. You can correct me. So choose. As is said, I feel like this is a really long one. So please, I hope that you gained even something little. And I will once again reiterate, I come from a place of love, and this is only purely offering a different perspective, not excusing anyone's behaviour, nor judging anyone's behaviour. Remember, you matter. You matter. You're your most valuable asset. And if you don't invest in you, who else will? I want to thank you for spending your time with me. I absolutely respect that your time is valuable. I hope that, some of this really does stick with you and just gives you food for thought for you to look at something in a different perspective. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's video. If you're interested in the Love Deck or buying the DSM-5 or the Daily Guidance, there are links in my description for you, just to make it easier for you to have a look at. And, life is grand when you decide and make the conscious decision of how you're going to live it and how you're going to view it, and really aware of what comes out of our mouth and the actions that we take. It's definitely not easy. It takes consistent commitment, and I know that for self. Because I'm not perfect and I don't even use the word, but they're saying I need to use that word because it aligns. I'm far from perfect. However, I endeavour to come from a place of love, a place of kindness, a place of care and truth. So for today, take care.